We're now talking. Yes, this is the Zenith League. We're going to be watching Zenith versus 7CDS.
Yeah. On the other hand, we have DB Mario streaming Noid versus DBE.
Oh, there you go. I don't know what the maps are, to be fair.
Well, yeah, it's written as follows: Middleburg, Castilla, Normandy, and Black Goldville.
So it looks like they're going out on Middleburg first.
Yeah, Middleburg first, and then it will be Castilla, Normandy, and Black Goldville. I thought you were in the server. You should know this.
Yeah, I read things then forget. As other things,
I,
as other things kick in.
I see.
So
Yeah, I mean you should be in the ZNTH LEAgue server.
yeah, I just haven't seen everything that's been posted. So
I
looking at
see.
Middleburg, what do you think you'll be looking for strat wise?
Right. So are we actually streaming right now?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay, Middleburg. I was thinking it's. I said it on the stream for sometimes already. It's kind of the map that again, if you go to the city, then usually it doesn't. Well, I mean, if you go everything into the city, usually it doesn't work unless unless the enemies don't know how to coordinate their rotations effectively. So all the encounters will happen in
Right,
the
you should see the
on
screen
the
now, hopefully.
seaside. Yeah, hopefully I am seeing this. Yes, I am seeing this.
Okay, so
Good.
so
Maybe I
so
should join as well.
so we're in the room. So looking at that, looking at the lineups there so far. I mean, they're not readied
Yeah,
up. Is that
not
giving you
ready up.
any indications so far of what their strats might be for Middleburg, if it is Middleburg?
Middleburg. Well, it will be too early to tell because they haven't even selected the map yet, and we have Evaluator in the Bromwell, so. But Middleburg is actually pretty famous for the Sheridans because you can go to like the sea side and then there is a ramp you can go with the bush there and then you just spam your missiles there. And you can probably tell from Zenith they already took two Sheridans. Maybe they won't take two Sheridans, maybe just one, but definitely a Sheridan would put your team in some good situations to chip away the hit points of the enemy team.
Mm-hmm. Everybody's asking me if there's a stream delay.
Yes, 5 minute delay, of course.
Of course, there's a 5 minute delay, guys, as per
Well,
usual.
it doesn't have to be 5 minutes because we are not in a room that is counting down from 5 minutes. So,
No, but it's still a tournament of such. So yeah, we still need a lengthy delay. So and
yeah,
as
yeah.
I'm rather lazy, I don't change it from the general professional tournaments.
Yeah, of course
Basically.
you don't want to because otherwise you're going to repeat my mistake on the Asia server where suddenly panic sets in and then you just don't know what to do and you just impose a delay that's just shorter than 5 minutes.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I mean, are you sure it's Middleburg? I mean, looking at the tank selection for both teams at the moment, is
Yeah, it should be Middleburg. According to the official server, it says it's Middleburg, Castilla, Normandy, and Blackville. It doesn't say it. It doesn't say it's the order though, so maybe it's a random order, but we will see very soon. But we can also see the table here. Seventh currently in the third spot, played 5 games, earning 12 points, while 7CDS currently at the foot of the table, seventh place, tied with Sparta with 7 points.
mm, oh, there you go. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe you are. Maybe you're right. Maybe it is Middleburg. I'm now seeing. Uh, guys, I'm awful at pronunciation. By the way, um,
Okay.
Lulian is 7 of 7 CDSs in a mouse, so that sort of suggests that it may be a Middleburg.
Well, I'm not sure about mouse though. It's kind of a weird choice, to be honest.
Well, it
But
can
then,
work
but
in
then, yeah,
certain strats.
it can work in certain strats, like FBI with the mouse and U100 spam down the city. It could work if the other team doesn't know how to deal with these kind of very big and bulky tanks down in the city.
Yeah, it can work. I mean, we've seen it work in some games, not so much in others.
Yeah.
I think Primera going out in a smasher is a bit optimistic, but hey, things happen.
Right.
I mean, as you can see at the moment, I mean, no one's actually rated up yet, apart from
Yeah.
Zeitland on the Zenith team in an IS4.
Snutley. I don't know if it's Snutley or Slightly. I think he is Polish, if I remember correctly.
I would hate to say, because I would probably get it drastically wrong.
Oof. No, we are in Castilla first. Oh, so it's random.
So Castilla is first. So looking at the team lineups now, that makes a bit of a different sort of throw there. I mean, looking at 7 CDS, we've got only one E5 and still a smasher. I'm sure the smasher isn't going to be making a showing, despite how broken it is.
Sorry, I was seeing in the chat like, is this Meets' player streaming too? Oh my god, he doesn't know me. Oh, my heart is broken.
Oh, there you go. So just to recap why we're here, this is called the Zenith League, and there's been a fair few games played already, and I think there's only a few left to play. Tonight we're rolling with Zenith versus 7 CDS. There are other games going on, to be honest with you. I'll give you the list of them because there's quite a few of them going down. Today there are Zenith in 7 CDS, Zwak versus Sparta, M8 against Spot, and Noid against DBE.
Which is streamed by DB Marius as well.
DB Marius.
I'm not sure about the Falcon dude though. I don't think he's streaming tonight. So because it did stream before with Zenith versus Mate.
So as Jack said earlier, if I can't see the leaderboard now. Is there a leaderboard?
Leaderboard should
be there we go.
There we go. Yeah.
So at the moment, leading it is M8, followed by Spot, followed by Zenith, followed by DBE, then Noid, then Zwak, then Sparta, then 7 CDS, then Dodge and Enkel. But I believe Dodge and Enkel have both left the tournament now.
Yeah, they have exited the tournament.
Yeah. So we're rolling out with Zenith in 7 CDS. Zenith have already read it up. What do you think of that lineup then Jack? I mean, there's a Super Conqueror making a showing.
That's true, and we see because like the biscuit. I mean, the Castilla is a map that is quite undulating and lots of high terrain and then some big and low valleys. But then you have also some open areas of the sea as well. That's why you're seeing a 2Z as well. But the Vickers Light and the D62A would be the tanks here. It would be the tanks here that will give Zenith information, and south side that means Biscuit might be going to reset A potentially, and Yeetabix in the Vickers Light maybe spotting C, we will see. But the triple IS4 will be very interesting because it's pretty slow, and if they don't have cap lead, how would they rotate?
Unless they go into the B cap. I mean, they are starting on the north spawn rather than with 7 CDS.
Oh, so north spawn. Oh my gosh. Sorry, it's north spawn.
But an interesting lineup by 7 CDS as well. What with the FV4005?
We saw it not working with those.
A brace of IS4s.
Yeah. So we'll need to see how it's going to work. But usually the 405 is going to reset B. Usually it's going to be like that, but we'll see how it's going to be played.
So any players that we need to keep our eye on, do you think?
Of course, Ethan Biggs, Sam Jeffries, Caller of Zenith, you know.
I mean, let's get our eye into the back of the map, kind of.
Right.
So we can see at the moment where 7 CD are sort of heading, kind of. And we've already got a split in the team.
Yeah.
With the Vickers heading towards that C cap. But what do you think about the Heavies moving towards the A cap area? I mean, the
Heavies do mean 7CD to the A cap, possibly there to reset A, but I don't think they will be quick enough to get over to the hill. Potentially, they're trying to kind of look over to the A side. But while on the Zenith side, we saw some tanks with Eaterbix with the Vickers like actually spotted up Llewellyn in the 7 CDS and a big shot into Llewellyn from Evaluator. So a really good start from Zenith.
As we see there, the IS-4s, 2 of them at least, the game is rigged in Zlatny have gone down on to overcover that B cap. With the Super Conk and the T62 of Kids Julian and Biscuit, respectively, going up high. I didn't expect the T62 to be up there, to be fair. But
but usually, I mean, the medium should be there to kind of like spot some tanks going for the enemy side to here and maybe looking into a. I mean, I'm not. To be honest, for me, it's not surprising that it's a pretty common play for a medium tank. But Biscuit trying some blind fire, to no avail. But we also saw some drop in hit points for the CDL Cow.
And we can see that Evacuator in the 268 high up on the hill, along with Yeetabix on the hill over the other side. With
meanwhile,
Fitia,
we're going to.
but yeah,
oh, sorry. We're going to say 7CDS going for B with a double IS4 cap onto B, and we're seeing if most likely knows that this game is rigged going to decap B.
Will Yeetabix there have shots over? I don't think so, not from that angle. But the IS4
from the two. I lost my toxicity, got tracked. Oh, the 70X with the double IS4s unsuccessful in trying to cap B. It took a lot of hit there, and now we're going to see Zenith almost over 5k of advantage. That's pretty good for Zenith.
Well, I lost my toxicity, really got punished there. So the two IS4s being placed where they were placed by Zenith really did their work. And you can see here that I lost my Venality and Primera trying to ease some of that pressure that was coming in from the top area of the castle. Because Kit's Jewel, with his gun depression, was able to get shots into the IS4s.
And also, now killing off
there you go, Primera's gone down.
Yeah, Zenith, they worked their crossfire really well. And 7CDS got punished heavily trying to kind of go to the places they want. And,
I lost my sanity, is now getting punished as well in the B cap. With the T62 and Biscuit landing shots on him.
And I lost my sanity down. 2 tanks down for 7CDS already, while Zenith is still holding on very strongly, and I lost my toxicity dead as well.
Yep. So, looking at that, I lost my Venality in the E5 is rotating out of there as best as he can. And no, he's not, he's going back. Lilian in the Vickers has also been punished a little bit. There's 4 tanks left. Trying to get shots now, there. Kitschul's trying to push onto the Vickers. It's along with the C62 and Fitya and the IS4's coming round. This could be a shot for I lost my Venality.
Yeah, but now the wall took a big hit by Biscuit and also Kitchu. I'm not sure about Fit Euro 2 as well. But 7CDS, they don't have much to offer now. Oh no, that's not good. But like, I lost my Venality. It's now dropping the reactive armor. Got pincered, killed by Snutley, and it's going to be 7 versus 3. 7CDS will require more than a miracle to put it back, but I'm not sure if it's going to be the case.
Oh, there goes.
Llewellyn is also dead.
TD is coming in, but I lost everything. Is in trouble here.
Everyone is.
He's on a long reload. He's on a very long reload.
Yeah, he's trying to run away from the onslaught, but no, he got killed by Eaton. No, that's a Biscuit. Wow, that was a very dominant game by Zenith. It's just they worked their crossfire really well, some really good positions, and they connect with one another extremely well.
Damage dished out there, 17,000 compared to the 4,000.
What? 4,000 only for 7CDS? What?
Yeah.
What? My goodness, that's really, really low damage there. What's going on?
Well, I've just had to drop out the stream a minute, the game, mainly because I lost the game noise again. It's a glitch that I keep getting. I get it mainly on Asia. I don't get it on EU. I don't know why it suddenly cropped up into EU, but it has.
Yeah.
It's very annoying.
Yeah, it is.
But it's
well,
back.
now
It's back. So everything's good.
that's really good. So now Zenith, not changing much. I think they're still going. Oh, this game is rigged to now change into E5. But rest of all, the tanks there is still the same. While obviously S, they need to pick up their form. Like the first match, they're only putting up 4,000 damage, which is horrendously low.
It's like they're pondering with a Grill 15 there. I mean, that's an interesting one.
Interesting call. But Gorilla 15 is known for the Bat Camel and Castilla.
Plus, they are on the right spawn for this because they are now on the north spawn with Zenith on the south spawn. So having a TD covering that A cap area potentially is a good call. To be fair,
but then it's easy to get spotted in the northwestern corner in the TD as well. So Gorilla 15 might not be the best choice because you need that camel because we've seen a lot of teams putting some really good focus fire into that TD into the northwestern corner. So we're going to see how 70S is going to work with Gorilla.
But we've already seen that. Zenith have dropped an IS4 with Game is Rigged is now going in an E5, and this is a bold strat by 7CD.
Very bold strat. Like the bat chat is not sure how it's going to work, but I assume that a lot of work is going to be done by that tank. He will be very important for the team. But now he's a big carry B.
Yeah, he's been able to drop straight into B there without too much problem. Lilian has been seen in the 62A. But there is an IS4 of I Lost My Venality coming in, but that's not going to worry Wotb. He's going to be able to cap out and then move away. The rest of the Zenith team, exactly, is going to be poised behind this rock to try and reset the A cap, which is a great position if you've got a heavy. That's good, but there are a lot of heavies there from 7CD.
Are they going to make they're going to cap? No, TDL cow is actually blocking I Lost My Senti, so to hope that 70S will get A, but however, Zenith already got the cap in B, and now TDL really getting hurt here, and Kitschu getting a shot as well.
However, Zenith didn't reset the A cap, so 7CD will be happy with that.
Well, still fine because now both of the clans got one cap at hand, with now Zenith more than 400 cap points, more than like 60 cap points than 70S. What Zenith can do is just they need to chip away the hit points of 70S and hope that they won't drop too many hit points. But now already I Lost My Venality going for B.
Which is not a bad move. I mean, there's only an IS4 there, a Fitchia too, covering that, but he's backing out of there thinking it's a bad idea. Mainly because I don't think they know now where Wotb is, because Wotb is rotated completely out of the situation.
That's true. And we saw more hit points drop where I Lost My Finality. However, this time round, Zenith doesn't have to hit fully, but not now, because now I Lost My Finality got heavily focused by the Zenith forces here.
I mean, the thing is, Wotb's really getting pummeled now.
Yeah. I Lost My Everything. Would that be the shot by I Lost My Everything? But it's a really interesting play here because usually that bad chat is stayed to spot up tanks, but he really isn't doing that at the moment. And now Kitschu's holding on, and this is a really strong front line for 7CDS. And if 7CDS feels a bit lucky today, will they go for a push? We'll see.
Well, they're the one who has to make the move. They are 40 points behind, which is one tank, so they've got to take a move somewhere. And it's just trying to work out where they're going to push. They can't really. They've got their heavies up top, but can they really push there? Yeah. They've got the grill in support. The Bat Chat of Lost Everything is trying to chase down the Vickers of Wotb, and they are spotted. And he's giving him a hard time. Wotb is in trouble here.
He's in a lot of trouble here. I Lost My Everything, still have 2 shots in the clip. And will Wotb be the first tank down for Zenith? We're going to see very soon.
Yeah, but I Lost Everything seems to have backed away from that fight.
We're also seeing rotation by Biscuit and Evaluator to help out Wotb. But would that be the information for ZNTH to push on, but they haven't spotted them yet. So
Well,
I lost everything.
I think I lost everything. Took too long there.
Yeah.
He had the advantage, and now he's took the tank out, but now he's in a world of pain because the T62 Biscuit and Evacuator coming round, they're going to be able to take him out surely. He's on his long reload as well.
That's true.
Big roll in by Evacuator, and there you go, he's gone. So I mean that was hardly surprising.
But that should also be be the opportunity for ZNTH to push now.
And they are pushing at the top.
Yeah, but would that be too late? Because I lost my everything, spotted them early on, but they're now pushing in, 7CDS pushing in, and I think going to focus Kitsu, or both of them bounces on Kitsu, they don't want to bounce shots at this point, because Hapwoods are very neck at the moment.
Yeah, but they're not hit point sharing here, they're allowing 7CDS to get the shots in. They're focusing Kitsu, getting him down. Exactly in Game is Rigged really should have tried to hit point share there a bit more maybe.
Right, but Llewellyn just jumped down and got killed, and this Game is Rigged is down.
So does Primera. However, it's favouring Zenith at the moment.
Yeah, with 2 caps here and also more than 2 kills with point advantage. Yeah, Last by 60 finally coming in. Would that be too late though? That
would be probably a bit too late for Lost My Toxicity to coming in the grill there. A big gun out of the game for a long time.
Big shot into Fiture, but Zenith already got 1,000 hit points. Second game goes to Zenith.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, but looking at the damage this time, I mean, 7CDS doing more damage, much better.
Much better performance there. Yeah, the back chat, I think killing off Sam Jeffries, Eaterbix is a good idea, but as soon as he spotted up the rotating Biscuit and also that 2-8, I think 7CDS just held on too long, waited too long to push in, because if you count the numbers, that side, they have an advantage there.
I mean, thinking about it, I mean, I know it's being armchair general, but at the end of the day, the back chat of I Lost Everything did have the advantage over Eaterbix. He had his full clip. He could have pushed in and taken Eaterbix out while spotting the rotation of the 268 and the T62, and basically led them a merry dance through the C cap, thus giving his team more opportunity to push over the top. But that was then. Yeah. So they're now moving to Black Goldville with Zenith on the north spawn and 7CDS on the south spawn. But I just think that, like I say, you're playing armchair general, but I think maybe if the back chat would have taken Eaterbix out a bit sooner and dragged the 2 tanks around the corner to the C-cap area, rather than waiting so long, because he gave them the opportunity to peel off.
Yeah, but then I think what I Lost Everything did alright is that they have drawn in 2 tanks to focus him, and that kind of put Zenith in a very hard situation to play with on the A side. And 7CDS, I would blame that side more, because that should have that push should have come sooner rather than later. Yeah.
But I mean, at the end of the day, Zenith still triumphed. It's simple as that. Yeah. They had the cap advantage. Taking that cap very early at the B cap, put them in a good position.
Very important. Yeah, and probably IS4 is not the best tank to decap B though. So usually, what clans did, they put a medium tank to decap B. This is why I saw a lot for clans who want to reset B from the north spawn. And now both teams are ready with Zenith going with double E5s by Kitsu, and this game is rigged. Slightly in the ice wall onside Fiture. Biscuit again, T2A with Eaterbix in the Victor slide. Evaluator in the T68. While 7CDS is going for a more normal lineup with quotation marks, of course. I Lost Everything in the Victor slide, and we have I Lost My Venality, ice wall onside Pillar. I Lost My Toxicity, T8 Llewellyn in the 262A, and double all E5s by Primera and TDL Cow.
Oh, let's see what they're doing.
So this time, 7CS, most of their tanks are going for C, while Zenith, I'm not sure where they're going, but possibly a bit on B, a bit on C, maybe?
No, I think they're going to be overlooking B, and I think they're going to go towards the A cap with that lineup.
Eaterbig's getting a lot of information for the team at the start, spawning up 5 tanks. Oh, 2 more tanks? No, it's just only 5 tanks, but that's enough information. Now Biscuit's going for A.
It's given Biscuit the opportunity to get A and drop in there.
True.
And what you're going to see now is that you've got the IS-4s of Zlatny and Fitcher just covering the B cap area, making sure that nothing can push down on there. That's really contained and put the advantage into the Zenith side. Reason being is because now Zenith will take the points advantage which they've got for capping first, and they've basically got an entire ridge line here that they can now rotate to.
However,
and make
they
7
need
CD
to
push, and you've got I Lost My Venality doing exactly that, and he's going to be in a world of pain, I would have thought.
Yeah, but why is he doing like that? Because the 7 CDS, their tanks aren't really supporting I Lost My Venality good enough. And now I Lost My Venality potentially isolated, and he might be the first tank down unnecessarily for 7 CDS, and that's not good for them at all. And while Zenith's trying to kill him off, now down to 240, and Fitner taking more and more damage. He's now 1 shot.
Yeah, there we go.
And he's down.
So I mean that was a throwaway tank, to be fair.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, you can see that Fitcher's there in a good position in the IS-4, so it was always going to be tough.
But not really, because now the E5s are trying to wrap around Fitcher. If they are daring enough to make a push onto Fitcher, that could kill that tank off, but we'll see.
Yeah, but don't forget he's got Zatley in the background in the IS-4 to help him out. But I'm going over here to look at Kit's duel, and this game is Reading Biscuit, giving I Lost My Toxicity and I Lost Everything a bit of a hard time.
That's true. Fire, and he's
there we
killed.
Go. He's gone. Pillar in the IS-4 is now dropping down. There comes the push on the heavies from 7 CDS.
That's true.
They are going to take out Fitcher, but it's going to be costly for them. It is going to be costly.
And they killed Fitcher, and Zlatly is kind of, should say Primera, and he bounces onto Zlatly. And while TDL Cow and the Pillar, what are they going for? I don't know. They look confused. Are they going for 268 or are they going for
going to go down in the 268. Biscuit in the 262 is going to be able to take him down. There we go. So it's just the heavies left.
It is. And Primera is also down. It's going to be 6 versus 3. And Llewellyn is trying to run around. But he got shot heavily by Zenith forces.
Evacuator, Yeetabix is going to be able to take out Pillar, I believe. No, Evacuator will, though. He would have loaded in time. There we go.
And it's going to be 5 versus 1 heat. TDL Cow last man standing. Eaterbix going into the backside of TDL Cow, and Biscuit got killed instead by TDL Cow, but he got killed by Zlatny.
Absolutely. I mean, again, hate to be a armchair general, but I have to say it. Why the IS-4 pushed in so aggressively there for
good support
for 7 CDS is a mystery.
Yeah, true. It's a mystery. Like he doesn't have good support, and his teammates are at the very far back. Meanwhile, that Vegas Lights kind of doing a heavy row here, which is not what you want to be.
Yeah, I felt sorry for A Loss for Everything though, because he'd gone up to try and spot up the A cap, and then seen a lot of the tanks, and then had no choice but to rotate. And I guess what was in his mind was he'll rotate back round to the 268. I Lost My Toxicity to at least give him some support, knowing that he was going to have a lot of tanks there. I think when I Lost My Venality went in, it was I Lost My Venality went in so quickly. I think either one of two things should have happened. Should have either been A, wait for the rest of the heavies to come up and all push together, or B,
Don't go in. I would say don't go in. It's a simple answer. It's that I was, however, a bit worried about Zenith's, like the kind of formation is somewhat spread out. And this game is rigged. If 7CDS knows where he is, then he might be in some sort of trouble. But in the end,
we're switching the spawn points and
the challenge.
And there's also been some changes to the meta. 2 Vicars this time.
Yes.
For Zenith. And and a T22 making an appearance. One IS4 for 7CDS.
Right.
And you can see it looks like that Zenith are pulling a similar strat, but in reverse. Although this time Biscuit is heading towards the C cap, and the two IS4s are gonna try and overlook this flank for Zenith, knowing that the T22s and the T62 are going to be around there at the A cap.
Yeah.
7CDS pushing hard towards the middle of the map, around the A cap area.
Right.
Lots of my toxicity drops straight in. Don't think the IS4s are going to be able to reset from there. He's in a good position.
That's true, but he's not even taking the base at the moment. He's actually trying to punish Snarly.
Well, the IS4s are being punished by the E5s, especially Primera there, getting some good shots into Zlatny and Fitya.
That's true. Yeah, but some splashes going on to I lost my toxicity, but we already saw TDL Cow dropping a lot of hit points, potentially got focused by the E5s.
TDL Cow got smacked around a little bit. I lost my Venality just there to overlook the B cap. I lost everything. Lilian and Primera are trying to push around by looks on it. I mean, I lost everything. Was trying to push onto these IS4s. They do have a 268 in the background.
That's true. And let's actually look down. I mean, I'm going to look down here. But I don't know, it's going to be a weird choice here to take that spot. But I assume he's there to soak up the push for 7CDS. Shall they make a push to the spawn?
Well, they've taken Primera and lost everything very far forward here. They don't know Evacuator's there yet. So they don't know whether to push or not. They have been. I lost everything is spotted. That if Evacuator has got shots, he will push one in there. I guess he hasn't got shots on him yet.
Nope. And Primera shooting the rocks.
Oh, he did have a shot, and he did get one in. And you can see that the E5s of Rebel and Game is Rigged have now come in to help out with Lost My Venality, who's also pushed up.
That's true, but the mediums are not doing their job here from ZNTH, because now I lost my Venality. It's now getting penciled, and he might be the first thing down.
He's got 2 Vicars on him. And he's got the E5s around him. Now here comes the push from 7CDS.
Yes, but they're going for Fitya and Slightly, and which side would go on top first?
I lost my Venality. Is going to go down though. He's a one-shot. They're trying to take out the IS4 7CD, and it's not a bad push. They're going to get Fitya down, but that's a massive roll into the E5 there.
Yeah.
Evacuator doing his job.
That's true. And Pillage down, Zlatny's getting isolated. Hit point still in favour of Zenith though, but will that be flipped? It's
Kit's Jewel is a one-shot, and he goes down.
Yep.
They failed to deal with I lost my Venality. Zlatny doing fantastic work there. He may be able to get I lost everything. No, he wasn't able to.
Yeah.
However, there's a lot of one-shots out there, and Evacuator, if he's loaded, he's got a pick of his targets, especially I lost everything. There he goes.
And he's down. And now it's going to be 4 versus 3. Now I lost my Venality and Primera in one-shots. Evacuator is still very healthy.
And he's going to be able to take Primera very easily there, which leaves Lilian. Yeah,
it is.
Oh, and there goes Primera. He goes down. Oh, no, sorry, I lost my toxicity, wasn't it? No, it was... Who was it? No, Primera. So it's just Lilian 7 left in the T62. So
that's true.
Interesting strat.
Interesting strat by Zenith, but I have to blame like the CMCS. Those mediums are kind of not doing their job. I'm sorry, but like they should be flanking instead of like shooting at the front side of the heavies, because usually you bounce.
Absolutely.
And I lost my Venality should not be the one who should be flanking around. That should be the mediums doing that job.
Yeah, he lasted longer than I expected.
He lasted longer. He did last longer than I expected as well. But 70s.
Again, was it a mistimed push or?
I don't think so. I think I lost my venality. Got again horrendously unsupported, and the mediums. I don't know why they're at the back trying to do something out of it. I just don't know why.
Okay. Well, we're now moving on to Middleburg. What do you take away from the last two games on Black Goldville there from the teams?
Black Goldville there. I won't say necessarily like 7CDS did some bad pushes, but sometimes either they left too late or they have an isolated tank trying to rotate. While Zenith, usually they are good with the kind of the crossfire into the enemies, and at the moment, Zenith looked really comfortable here.
I mean, I think in the first game, I think Zenith controlled the map better in the first game. I don't think they controlled the map better in the second game. To be honest with you,
they just went parked the bus. They just parked the bus, and 7CDS tried to kind of press onto Zenith, but the Zenith absorbed it really well. And when they discovered there is an isolated IS-4 for the 7CDS side, it all went down to 7CDS.
But how important was Evacuator there in the 268? I mean, massive amount of damage dished out by him. Ended the game on full HP. Great positioning, to be fair. If they anticipated that move down that flank, it worked massively. So this time we got Zenith on the south spawn on Middleburg and 7CD on the north spawn. Looking at those lineups, what are you thinking?
Well, Zenith going with a lot of IS-4s and a 215B. Although I think they will still go uphill, but they should be playing really aggressive there because they have a lot of armor. But 7CDS with the E5s has a lot of mobility and starts, meaning if Zenith wants to go aggressive on the hillside, they need to be careful with that.
You know, I'm thinking maybe remember the PA strat that we saw the other day on Asia? Well, maybe not. They're all going up.
They're all going up.
So Zenith are going up.
Yeah.
And what about 7CDS? Oh, they're making their way up north as well. So is this going to be just a brawl?
It probably is, but Llewellyn only spotting up this game is rigged, and also Ether makes. But would that be enough information? Also fit Euro as well, but would that be information? And Biscuit, will he should rocket into Llewellyn? Probably not.
Well, we got the Sheridans. Yeah, we got the Sheridans in a good position here. Kitchduel throws a missile, but it bounces.
Bounces, yeah. On adrenaline, but would that work? Let's see.
Now Statly. The IS-4's been pushing into C heavily there. Lost Sanity and Primera sort of covering, but missiles throwing all over the place. Not hitting targets though.
Right. Meanwhile, Llewellyn's going for A for 7CDS, but would that be the information for Zenith to push even harder because they have all 7 tanks up on the hill, and while 7CDS only have 6.
They do, but I think that's a good move by 7CDS. He's now able. He's capped it. He's able to rotate back to his team and have all 7 tanks up top. Again, a missile gets thrown, this time bouncing off. I lost my toxicity. Now Zenith are trying desperately to cap the C-cap.
That's true though. But maybe they want to do something else other than that, because none of the teams are able to put up a lot of damage to the others. And the Sheridans unable, now rotating, to put anything into the defending heavies.
Well, look at Lillian in the Vickers. Still in the city, not rotated back.
Yeah.
Is he going to flank round? The Sheridans are moving that way. I'm going to get over there. I'm going to get over there to see, because that could be an interesting one.
That will be. It will be.
Kitchduel gets a bit of a smack. Lillian is trying desperately to get out of there. Oh, that's a big miss by Biscuit.
Right. He's trying to run away, but would that be the call for 7CDS to rush on the other side? It is. They're trying to go for C, and now 7CDS are going for Evaluator.
Well, they do have the tanks. because the two Sheridans are down, chasing the Vickers. Evacuator is the man who is being targeted here. He's firmly surrounded.
They're fairly surrounded, but they make sure they don't bounce too many shots because now hit point's still in favor of Zenith, and Llewellyn needs to come in.
But they've lost
quickly.
2 tanks. Lost by Vanellis is down in the 48, but Zenith did get punished there. They lost 2 tanks.
But they are confused into which target they're going to focus.
They should have turned quicker. The IS-4s
and
were
now
able to
they're
get
not
around
really
them.
focusing.
They seem to be aiming in the wrong direction. Don't know why.
That's true. Oh, and the bounce to Fityer is not really good. That push, although it worked at the start, I think it's going to work against them in the end. And Llewellyn got rammed.
I lost everything. I lost my sanity. I lost Vanellity's going down. Lillian's going to go down here. They had the advantage, 7CDS.
They had it, really. But now they don't have the hit points, and Sheridan able to kind of rotate back, and now it's going to be 4-2. I don't know how they managed to fail that, really.
Well, their initial push was really good. They took down Evacuator spectacularly, pushed then onto Zlatny, and then for some reason they seem to just come to a standstill with all the guns facing the wrong way.
Yeah, and they just got very confused into which target they want to focus, and I think that crucial time gave 7CDS a disadvantage in the end, but that by no means they made a they made a bad push. It was a really well-timed push, but just after killing the tanks at the start, they don't know which tanks to go for next.
Yeah, I didn't understand that bit. I mean, like I said, their initial push, I mean, they knew that the 2 Sheridans were out of there, chasing down the Vickers of Lillian. They had the tank advantage up top. They pushed through. It was a great push. They took out Zlatny and Evacuator very easily and very nicely, but then it just went to pot, sort of.
Yeah, it just evaporated. The push just evaporated and disintegrated, but
which was very confusing. Yeah, it was very confusing.
Very confusing. It was very confusing.
And when I was looking at them, the guns were not pointing anywhere near where the Zenith tanks were. So
yeah, they were like pointing everywhere, and I think that was the reason why they just lost in the end. And Zenith, they go for the cat strategy. They go no. This is interesting. They go for double mouse.
Well, we're switching the spawn points. This time Zenith on the north spawn and 7CDS on the south spawn. Looking at the lineups, 7CDS, a lot of IS-4s there.
Yeah, a lot of IS-4s. But Zenith going with a lot of mouse, and Zenith with that lineup, it's pretty obvious they're going for AB here. But
3 mouses and an AMX-50.
Yeah. Now this game is rigged back in the Vickers light, but how is 7CDS going to deal with that lineup though? Well, they're going with a Jaegeru as well. This is interesting.
Wowzers, the Jaegeru, that is interesting.
And that is really interesting. It has some good armor, but it's very slow, and the gun can be inaccurate at times. But we'll see how they're going to work with that.
Well, looking at the way they're lining up, I think you're right. This is going to be a town strap. Maybe those Vickers of this game is rigged and Yeetabix on Zenith team are going to be going up north, trying to cap C or get the spots there and rotate out, with the rest of the team going down. 7CDS with their brace of IS-4s in the Jaegeru, can you really see them going up top?
I think the Jaegeru is there to reset. It's the A count, and they need that Jaegeru needs to be really careful because the cheek armor is pretty weak, and that could be something that the Jaegeru player needs to be careful with.
A lot of mouses there.
Right.
I mean, they've only got 1,000 hit points over them, but still 1,000.
That's true. I lost everything Is he AFK? Because he's not moving at all. Oh dear. So CDS potentially with one tank down, that's not the start you want.
But they're getting into B with it's gonna be a town strat. Even the Vickers of Zenith are down. But the 7 CD are gonna get 2 caps here. They're gonna get the C cap and the B cap, which will put Zenith on the back foot, because it means that Zenith will need to push.
That's true. But now okay, finally I lost everything, it's back. So they are now back with 7 tanks. But they have cavalry as well.
Now, if I look over at Zenith, we've got the AMX 50 and the Vickers heading up north towards the sea cap, but Lilian in my venality needs to just stay there, really. Oh no, they're rotating down. No, they're rotating down, which is good.
They're rotating down. Yeah, I mean they are worried whether they will get pushed by the double Vickers light and also the 50B, and if they don't rotate around soon enough, then they would be destroyed very quickly.
They've got the advantage now, about 100 base points advantage, which is not bad. All they need to do is defend this B cap and wait for the push. Those mouses are very slow.
Yeah, it is. But now Zenith going for C, and will 7CDS do something to reset C? And
they've reacted.
I lost my venality. Ooh, yeah, they reacted. I lost my venality. Took 339, took 300. Oh, 660. He's now down to 1,000 hit points. That's not a good start for 7CDS, and Zenith potentially will get C in the end.
He did manage to reset it once. He hasn't managed to reset it again.
Oh, big shot by Yaguru into Zatni, taking 1,200 something damage. Oh man.
And Premier in the E5 has also come out to help. They are going to lose the cap, but now we got the mouses pushing through down the bottom.
True.
They're trying to focus Pillar.
That's true. 7CS wants to ignore the mouses though, because they are there to assert your shots. But then 4-2 maybe is also.
Zenith have rotated up north. It's just the 2 mouses in the city. The rest of the Zenith team are up top, and there is going to be a push led by the 2 Vickers by looks on it.
That's true though.
Eatovix is leading the charge. He gets a bit of a smack for his troubles by Primera, but he returns it, and Primera really gets a double tap there.
That's true.
With the amount of tanks, Zenith's got here, they could push onto these 3 quite easily.
It is, but they have caps, but so they just can push it at 2.
Well, 7CD are moving on the mouses. Well, I'm staying up top at the moment because there are 3 tanks up here that are being pushed heavily by Zenith.
Right. And Llewellyn is trying to run away.
And he doesn't make it. Well, that's my venality is going to go down now. And it's swung in the favour of Zenith. Zenith are coming en masse. 7 CDS are focusing the mouses with their heavies down here. But the rest of Zenith are coming round. They are 25 points away. Make that 60, but they've lost a lot of hit points of 7 CDL. The 2 mouses have gone down, but that's the idea of the mouses. Biscuit's trying to take the B cap. Oh, he takes out, lost everything.
Zenith got this one. Wow,
that was a great push up north, a big rotation round.
Big rotation round, and the 2 mouses did what they could. Unfortunately, 7CDS just focused the mouse, and that's what Zenith want them to do, to focus the mouses, and the mouses held as long as they could. And Zenith just have 5 tanks on the hill, and they have a lot of tank advantage there. They just could push in and just wrap up the game. Oof. Now we are on Normandy, and what will both teams take this time?
Well, Normandy is always an interesting map.
It is actually very undulating as well. So we probably will see a lot of running around by the mediums and lights, and potentially Zenith going with 3 mediums and lights and 7CDS double bad shots. Interesting choice.
Well, we got looking at the spawns. We got Zenith on the north spawn and 7CDS on the south spawn.
That's true.
So it'd be interesting to see what Zenith take. Looking at that lineup, 2 IS4s, 2 E5s, maybe an E3. Oh no, not 2 E5. There's an E3 there, and E5. There's 3 IS4s now. Is that going to be a CD strap, maybe?
It has to be a CD strat. Usually teams would get would want to get a cap on C and on C or D quickly, and then it will be all up to the A and B side. Usually the A cap is the cap that a lot of teams would want to go and get a cap there sneakily, but I think a lot of clans know this, and that's why they are putting tanks to kind of reset A. B is hard to get because it's more exposed, but A is slightly more covered. So if the team gets A, that will put the other team in a lot of pressure. And I can foresee that Castilla is trying to go to reset A potentially.
7 CD going with a Jaegeroo again.
Yeah. It could put a lot of damage with Jaegeroo. Usually it's there to kind of absorb the push there. A big shot into the first tank rushing could actually put the morale of the other team low already.
2 lights, Batchat and the Vickers as well.
Yeah.
And quite haul down. That's not really going to be a C cap. That's going to be a B and an A, isn't it, for 7 CD?
Well, probably they're still going for a quick cap on C, and then maybe they just focus their tanks. Maybe actually sounds good for defending the bases, so maybe they're going to spread out. We'll see.
Well, as predicted, Zenith are heading towards the north area of the D cap.
Right.
Led by the Etabix in that. Oh no, they're not. The IS4s are heading towards the B cap.
Right.
That is interesting.
Interesting.
They've already dropped into the D cap though. That's the 2 light. That's the light and the medium. Sorry, I lost my toxicity. Oh look at this. I lost my venality. Pushing hard onto them. He gets punished, but he's done some damage out. But Evacuator is there covering it.
Oh, Etabix just blocking this game is direct from running away. I wonder how he's thinking at the moment. And he crashed onto a building and he took a hit. I don't know. Like, this is interesting.
Any ideas why the Vickers and the Batchat are sat in the TD spot?
Of course they're there to reset A. I mean, I
there's
can just
the
head down there
as well. So,
yeah,
so caps are equal at the moment. And
yeah,
a lot of damage has been dished out. Yeah, they bled Zenith a little bit here.
Yeah, and the Zenith, they either would like to get A or they would like to go for rotation, but or just chip away the hit points of CDS so that they have to hit
rolling with I lost my toxicity at the moment, trying to get shots into the lightning in the IS4. Primera is coming up into support with his haul down E5.
Yeah. And now 7 CDS. I lost my toxicity, took 352, and now the double lights are going for A. And Biscuit is there to beat up, and Primera is also joining both light tanks.
Aggressively into 3 tanks. Don't understand why he did that.
I don't know, 2 against 3 tanks. Is that a good push? I don't know.
I wouldn't say so. Now Pillar is in trouble.
Yeah.
Because Evacuator's coming in around the back. He's got Zlatny and Fitya there. Fitya, okay, he gets a bit of a pummeling, but Pillar's in trouble.
And Fitya is down by Llewellyn, the Batchat, now reloading full clip. Hit points still in favor of Zenith at the moment.
Looking at the A cap though, I mean that was a big roll into Biscuit there by the Jaeger.
I lost my finality. Yeah, I lost my finality dropping the reactive armor, but Llewellyn is there. Maybe he's there to kind of shut down Castilla, but Castilla might have enough traverse to deal with that. Biscuit's in trouble here. Ooh. But Llewellyn going for Biscuit instead. No, he's going for. Oh, he got shut down.
Gets shut down by Kitschul.
Yeah, and now I lost everything. The only tank up there. Alongside I lost my penalty.
This game is rigged into the back of him. Take him down. Primera should be able to do so. Yes, he does.
But he managed. He does, but he managed to get the Vegas light down as well.
Primera is the only man standing in the E5. Again, it seemed a wasteful push in the IS4 from 7 CDS there.
7CDS, I don't know why they push down in the middle because it's 2 versus 3. If you push 2 tanks against 3 tanks, usually it doesn't work because because you don't have the numerical advantage. So it's a mystery. Oh, it's an Emmerich, isn't it?
It was.
Oh,
an
to
Emmerich just to end it there.
Just to end it there, to end the agony, but wow, Zenith, just that push from 7CDS. If they didn't push, could it have been different? I don't know.
I think it could have. I think they had Zenith contained slightly there. To be
Yeah,
fair.
that's true.
That's
true.
I think not again, armchair general. I think pushing a single IS-4 against 3 tanks.
Yeah.
Is an act of folly.
Yeah, I know. I was saying on Asian server, I did witness some other teams pushing 3 tanks with only 2 tanks, and I called that move a stupid move because for no reason you should do that unless you're the mouse.
Yeah, I mean,
and they're not the mouse, so they don't have the excuse.
Maybe if it would have been 2 tanks pushing into 3 again, it's still, you know, when you've got heavy tanks at the behind of you in that decap.
Yeah.
It's a strange move.
Really strange indeed.
The IS-4s of Zenith there were contained. They could do nothing. They couldn't do anything.
That's true.
So why push them?
Yeah.
To be fair.
I don't know.
When you could see some of the Zenith team moving to the A cap, you had a Jaegeru, you had a Vickers Light, you had a Bat Chat covering the A cap. You could have bled.
Yes.
They could have bled Zenith a lot easier. I would have thought.
Yeah, I would have thought as well. But 7CDS going very heavy. I don't know if it's a good idea because Normandy is a very open map potentially.
They are going very heavy here with a mouse, 2 VK72s.
Yeah. But Normandy would not be the map for you to do that though. Well, I don't know if it's going to work. I hope I will be proved wrong. But it's the last game for today for both Zenith and 7CDS. Would that be a walkover for Zenith 8-0 or will 7CDS wrap it off with a win? We'll see.
It depends. I mean, if 7CDS iron fist it through the C cap and the B cap and the D cap, sorry, you never know. Taking their Bat Chat and Vickers down to Cap A, they could cap out, and it does look like they're heading towards the C cap area of 7CDS.
That's true though, but Zenith with with a Vickers Light and a T22 medium, both of these tags would be very crucial in lashing out the DPM here. But 7CDS inherently with over 1k of hit point advantage, slightly a bit careless here in the middle.
He is a little bit. He's got Biscuit next to him though. Primera's trying to move around the flank here to overlook the C cap.
That's true.
But Evacuator is there again. He's been all over the place. He's been crucial for Zenith today.
That's true.
The Vickers in the back chat again, looking at the A cap.
And we'll see. This is starting to be a dull affair, but slightly to get a big hit from I lost my toxicity.
Yes.
Yeah, and slightly needs to be extremely careful not to drop any more extra hit points, but this game is not getting spotted on capturing A. So 7CDS, that strategy with Vickers Light and Batcha is not working at the moment.
Oh, they've spotted them now, but they're not being able to. They cannot reset that cap.
Yes, their original idea to reset A, it's not how we reset A potentially.
No, it's not. But I'm surprised that it took so long to spot them, to be honest with you.
Yeah, to be honest with you, like Vickers Light has a really good V range, but they aren't able to spot up this game Resurrect going into A at all. But 7CDS are already going to make a push into Evaluator, but Zenith managing to put some shots while they're rotating, and Zenith maybe going for a wraparound here, slightly dropping ever more hit points. But 7CDS, they're looking likely to push Evaluator, but they're very, very slow. I lost my toxicity down to 552.
Yeetabix is there at the back, and so is Kitch Jewel, and lost my toxicity is now 1 shot.
That's true. And Yeetabix might want to rotate, but Evaluator now dropping the reactive armor, but already Zenith pushing the other side, pushing I lost my penalty,
very important
and
shot
now they have more than 3 hit points advantage. Yeah.
Down goes the Bat Chat.
there goes the bad chat. And Evaluator now.
Oh, massive roll in the E3 into I lost my sanity in the Vickers. Wotb should be able to deal with that.
And he did really lose his sanity after that. I lost my toxicity down to 1 shot. And this looks like to be a ZNTH 8-0 win here. They are very, very healthy at the moment.
Another big roll, but look at over here. Lost everything. He's just surrounded by everybody. He's going to go down very quickly.
That's true. That's true. And this kid now heading into the other way. ZNTH doesn't need to do much tonight.
Here to do anything. Off. No, this game is rigged. So Lilian in the mouse, toying with the E3.
Right.
Wotb finishes him off. Primera left again, last man standing in the E5.
Right.
But he's got a lot of attacks on his way, and there we go.
There we go. Primera got killed by Snartly. Oh my goodness me. It's a mystery why 70DS took the mouse and VK 72.01k. They're too slow in rotation, and as I said, Normandy's too open for these tanks.
It is too open for such super heavies. I mean, 3 super heavies, it's always going to be tough on Normandy. But I'm still shocked that they weren't able to spot the T22 dropping into the ACAP.
Yes,
I mean,
that's
you've
true,
got a Vickers Light and a Batchat with very good view range.
Well, not the Batchat, but Vickers Light, yes.
Well, the Batchat's still got a good view range compared to a T22, and you know, they weren't that far away. I mean, it's not like. I'm very shocked that they weren't able to spot.
I'm very shocked.
Spot that going into the ACAP.
So maybe because
that's it.
It's all over. ZNTH 8-0 against 7CDS. 7CDS just looked miles off, unfortunately. I think.
Absolutely, but yeah, I think 7CDS need to do a bit more work on certain areas.
A lot more work, especially the mediums or lights. A lot of the cases, I didn't see them kind of making the difference for the team. I have to say that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, yeah, ZNTH they work really well with the crossfire.
Don't get me wrong. We saw some moments of good stuff from 7CDS.
Yeah.
Like when on Middleburg. Okay, unfortunately their push went to sort of plot. Towards the end, but their push to begin with on that second map was a good push.
Well-timed push, and that I think you can attribute that to that Vickers Light throwing up the double Sheridans, and he managed to run away relatively safely. So 7CDS at that time has a lot of advantage there, but maybe they took a lot of IS4s, and that could be the reason why, because the DPM of those IS4s aren't high.
TDL Carol here is just saying in the chat that that there were a few ping and loss issues, so that may explain some of it.
Oof. That may explain some of it as well.
The other thing I wanted to point out, and again, guys, 7CDS, don't take this the wrong way. The meta choices were interesting. Let's say.
That's true. That's true.
You know, I mean, Jaegeru, is that a good call nowadays?
Well, the Jaegeru can put a lot of damage and could be a very big fear factor for open maps. So maps like Normandy, Oasis Palms, Jaegeru could be the unorthodox choice, which could work, but you need a lot of training, a lot of work to kind of make it have it working.
But considering the consumables and the armor on the E3 nowadays, isn't that
right?
Isn't that an option now to take that with its faster reload, and it still gets to dish out a lot of damage, and then there's always the ubiquitous 268, which again isn't that. I'm just debating, is a Jaegeru a better choice considering some of the meta that we see? And some of the other meta with the E3 and with the 268, would that be a better selection?
Potentially yes. Like the 268 and the E3, they are more like jack of all trades. Like they can work in a lot of situations. And Jaegeru is pretty much specific, so it probably could only work in specific strategies.
Yeah.
So if suddenly you're not playing with that planned strategy, that Jaegeru could become a bit useless in the end. But if you know what the Jaeger is there inherently, like what the role of that Jaeger is, then yes, Jaeger can put up a lot of damage and also a lot of fear factor to the enemies, though.
Mm. I mean, did we see effective use tonight of the Jaeger?
Not really though.
I mean,
I don't think so.
I'm trying to think, of the maps that we had.
Yeah,
Is
Middleburg and also Normandy.
Normandy?
I think we saw the Jaeger being used.
I mean, are they good maps for a Jaeger? I mean, Normandy's not. We know that realistically.
No, actually, I think Normandy is going to be a better choice for Jaeger than Middleburg because Middleburg is somewhat concealed and
Well,
like
you
open
say that.
areas usually tanks to go there.
You say
I think
that, but
so.
I think with the Jaeger or Normandy, you certainly need your mediums and your lights to spot everything up, and
That's true.
that's the trick with using that, surely.
That's true. That's true. And I did actually on Normandy on the south side use 4 TDs before, and it works. But because the TDs there, the job there is to absorb the push, punish the heavy the TDs, the rushing tanks of the enemy team heavily, while the mediums and lights kind of give the information to the team and so on. So yeah, Normandy could work for TDs, but I don't know how it could work for Middleburg though.
I mean, would it been more appropriate to give it a showing in, say, Black Goldville, which is a bit of a different map?
Black Goldville could also work for.
Because we did
well,
see
I don't know.
We saw effective use of the 268 by Evacuator there.
That's true. That's true though. But then the Yetuzate is much shorter and Jaeger is much higher.
This is what I'm trying to get to. So,
That's true.
whilst I like the Jaeger, and I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, I prefer, if you gave me a choice between a Jaeger and a Death Star, it'd always be a Jaeger.
Yeah.
Because it's similar damage, better reload, and it's got armor. But
a lot of armor, yeah.
But for tournaments, I mean, I would have still said that maybe the E3 and definitely the 268 would be a better call.
Definitely, for better choice if you can take into account different situations. Jaeger might be too specific in certain situations, unfortunately.
Absolutely, but I mean, other than that, I mean, I think you can see there's some. I mean, Zenith are starting to get some things together. Do you think they could challenge for anything in the Challengers Tour as yet? I don't think they're there yet.
No, they not. There's no challenges to them, but I definitely think that Zenith can take a shot. I mean, they have some promising moments tonight, though. I'm just a bit worried. I'm just sometimes a bit worried about the mediums and lights. Still a bit worried, but I think Zenith they did really well with getting the crossfire, and their focus fire definitely looked better than before.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly. I mean, they had a few scares. I mean, the second game on Castilla was a bit of a scare when the 7 CDS again kind of had the advantage. To be fair, when they had Yetapix cornered. And they generally mistimed the push in the castle area.
Yeah.
But they did have the advantage. So a bit of a scare there, and they another scare on Middleburg.
That's true.
To be honest with you, so it's whilst it's 8-0, it wasn't easy runnings. Let's not say that.
It's not a walkover.
No, it's not a walkover. I mean, I think
maybe the first game, but after that, it's not a walkover at all.
And I think up against more notable teams, and not saying 7 CDS is not a notable team, they are, but more competitive teams. If you throw in the likes of, say, I'm not going to pick the top 8, but you throw in the likes of Tertia, then maybe Zenith would have been punished a lot more for what they were doing.
Yeah, maybe. We would never know, but Zenith against Tessios would be interesting.
It would.
Yeah.
And this is the thing. I mean, I'm thinking that. Oh, I streamed on EU yesterday, and I streamed M8. M8 are in this league, and I think M8 would have given them a bit more of a pummeling than 7 CDS today. Even with the strats that Zenith were employing, and with the good teamwork that that we saw.
Right.
I don't think Zenith were as dominant as they looked. Let's say. I think what we saw there were quite a few mistakes by 7CDS. So there's still a lot of work for 7CDS. Some moments of greatness from 7CDS. Don't get me wrong. But some mistakes creeping in which were penalised. They penalised them, but Zenith were able to just exploit it, basically.
Yep.
Interesting tour though. Well, it's not. It's a league. It's interesting.
It's a league, yeah. You know, but there are no relegation or promotion spots, so.
No, it sort of will help teams like Zenith, 7CDS, etc., to train, and to build upon these weaknesses and the holes that they have, and maybe put in a challenge for the next season.
Maybe they will, and I think the next season will be in the spring, will be next year if they're not going for the autumn season, and that's a long way to go. Still, like
Absolutely.
It's still around 5 or 6 months. It's a very long time to kind of prepare your team for the next season.
Absolutely.
And I think this is a really good time to do so.
Yeah, I think it is.
That's true. I do really like to see some new clans in the running though. Like we almost saw with the Troll team. Unfortunately, they don't don't have enough people to play. Vale might be the one that has been the most successful lately. I must say.
Yeah, but I think if the Clan Wars tournament scene starts to get more interest, and there is some interest in it now permeating throughout all the servers. I believe. I've seen more teams entering Clan Wars on Asia than I have in the past.
That's true.
I'm seeing more teams trying to jump into the EU server than in the past.
That's true.
And if the teams can just hold together, and do the training and put the work in, then maybe, just maybe, we will start to see, some more teams coming through and new faces.
More teams coming through.
Absolutely.
But Wotb also have to make sure they have to fix some loopholes. Otherwise, it deters people. It turns them away.
Absolutely.
Wargaming still needs to do their job to ensure that the Clan Wars scene is a fair one and it's not going to be rigged by some other clans who have more ability to do so.
Absolutely. And well, with that, that's the end of it, guys. It was
that's the end of it.
It's the league. That was myself, Fujit, along with Wildoneshelper, doing a double commentary because we've got to do training as well. We commentators have to train also. It's not just the teams. So congratulations to Zenith. Commiserations to
7CDS.
A bit more work, I think, is needed on 7CDS, but as I said earlier, some moments of brilliance popping out from them. So it's not all doom and gloom.
There's some positives, definitely, but there's loads